Greetings. I have a lot of thoughts today. A lot of thoughts and a lot of things that I want to speak about. I almost turned it off. I was thinking about things that I want to speak about, and then I was thinking about the concept of allowing Source to flow through me and to speak through me, and that's truly my intention. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'm feeling a little bit snoozy today. Kind of chilly, freezing actually, but doing my best to stay warm. One of the things that I thought about right before I started to film today was how each of our lives is sacred. And then I looked up the word sacred. I wanted to see what the etymology was and kind of the definition. And basically sacred means to consecrate, which secrate, sacred, so with sacredness. And my belief is that we are all sacred, that we are all created by the Master Creator, and each one of us is a work of art. Each one of us is so unique and in every aspect. Like we're all just walking masterpieces. And I guess part of me is like, well, how do you improve on that? But I think to consecrate is to get with God, to get with Source, to acknowledge that we can ask, seek, and knock, that we can consecrate, we can get with God by just saying, hey, I'm here and I want to be with you and I want you to flow through me, and I want to acknowledge your magnificence. And by acknowledging the magnificence of Source, Creator, God, I think that's what consecrates us. That's what makes us. That's what sets the connection. And by connecting, we're plugged in. So, I mean, a big part of me just wants to let you know how perfect your life is, and that your life is, it's beautiful. It's beautiful in all of the things that have happened, and all of the twists and turns, and all of the things that have caused you to suffer. It's like the process of a diamond, being pushed, pressed, heated, just into this beautiful, energetic substance, as it is with many different types of crystalline stones. So, and I'm pretty sure a diamond has a crystalline structure, but I have to look that up. it's almost the new year, and so many people are just so like, oh, 2020 was the worst year ever. 2020 was, let's be glad it's over. And I don't feel like that. And in a way, I'm kind of sad to see it go. But 2021, which is in just a few days, I mean, what you must remember is these calendars were not made with the rhythms of the earth in mind and the calculations of the stars. And I mean, this calendar it's been a mutational thing. I mean, it hasn't always been this way. I remember looking up the days of the week and then the days of the month and learning that there weren't even names for some of the there weren't even names for some of the months before. So it's kind of an unnatural, non-organic calendar, which we can work within the confines and structures of it, but I guess I just kind of want to acknowledge that it's not organic. So that's that. Anyway, I know that there's a lot of people freaking out and suffering and having a really difficult time in this time. And I want to just acknowledge that and say that, yeah, 2020's been really pivotal for a lot of people and has awakened many people, me included. It has, if people aren't willing to open up to the energies of the year or what's going on, it's like it's made them very fearful and shut down and want to leave the planet. So it's, it's sort of like what your perspective is and how you're choosing to look at life. My perspective, as I've mentioned before, has changed dramatically in the past almost year and a half. When I started meditating every day on a regular basis, no breaks, I definitely met my inner being and my highest self and source and the energy of the heart and of love. I mean, it's been like a dream. The other night I had a work dream, which I've been a server for 20 years at the same restaurant, a really gorgeous restaurant, and I learned a ton. And I started out there being completely, like, just so scared to talk to people at the table, even, though I'd done it before in my life and I'd talked to many people in different jobs type things, but I remember that so vividly, being so afraid when I'd go up to the table and just being like, oh my God, I hate this. But I had a work dream, and that a server nightmare. If any of you are servers, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you have never waited tables, I'll just tell you really quickly. It's like you are in the most challenging, ridiculous situation that you could never ever get through as a human. It's like everything is just ridiculous. This dream, there was one space where I was trying to order something on our computer, and underneath my feet was mud. So I'm standing in mud, and then I'm walking away, and mud is caked, like thoroughly caked on my shoes, and I'm trying to scrape it off on the floor, and I can't get the order to go in, and it's just one thing after the next. And I learned, I haven't had one in a long time, but I learned probably 10 years into that job that I could just stop dreaming it because I could never make it. I could never ever get through that dream. So I would just be like, okay, I'm gonna stop dreaming this. It's pointless to keep going, and it really does stress you out. You're like completely, totally stressed in real life. Like your physical body is just is responding to this fear, basically. So I had one, and I realized when I woke up, I was just like, thank you. I appreciate so much that I don't do that job anymore. And right now I'm creating the kind of job that I want in my mind, the lifestyle and job. So that's really, really fun. And it's really fun to get it exactly the way I want it. You know, I don't have to have it where I work for some horrible boss or some destructive corporation, or I don't have to do that ever again. And that's makes me so happy. I appreciate that so much. So back to meditation. Just the act of, first of all, committing to meditating every single day. That act, and that is a consecration in a way, making a resolution, or setting an intention, or promising yourself that you're going to do something. Maybe that's not consecrated, but if you link with Source and make that decision and that intention and that resolution, then you're consecrating it. Then it becomes a sacred act. And what I'm starting to understand through this process of meditating every day for 20 minutes, it's such a small amount of energy to give to receive all the benefits that I've received, that I'm still receiving. It's like it just keeps opening. Everything just keeps opening to new and amazing possibilities. It truly is. My life has become a really wonderful dream, and it's super exciting to see what's going to happen next, and what's going to come through, through my brain, my mind, my heart, the ways that Source speaks through signs. So something that's really been on my mind the past 2 days is that this small act of meditation for 20 minutes a day, how it's cumulative, how it just keeps building on itself, but also I'm finding that it's seeping into the daily life. And I may have already mentioned this, I'm not sure, but how it just, like that calm that you get when you're plugged in and when you're connected to Source, that it's with me now, like more and more and more. And I'm starting to really to see the sacredness of my life, and to see that I can, have a life's purpose, and that it can be for the good of humanity and for Gaia. That it can be, that your life can become a sacred act. It's truly phenomenal, and I appreciate my life so much now, and I appreciate being able to share it with you. That's it. That's basically all I want to say today, is how much I appreciate this sacred life of connecting with Source every day, plugging in, getting turned on to the power that creates worlds. It's worth it. It's worth the time spent. So that's it. Your life is sacred. You are the creator of your life, the thoughts that you think, the way that you still yourself, that can really have a profound effect on the way that your life unfolds. Becoming still, becoming hollow, becoming empty, becoming spacious, having the whole entire universe inside of your body, and just going into that and feeling the expanse and the freedom. That's a really beautiful thing to realize, is your freedom. And it doesn't have anything to do with anything outside of yourself, any government, any constitution. You are free. You are expansive. You can fly out into the ethers. You can go travel. You can travel through space and time. And I think the more that our culture and our humanity evolves and awakens, and the more strands of DNA that come online, the dormant strands that are waking up, the more that this happens, I think that the more that our abilities will become really obvious and apparent. So that's it. That's my gig. That's my spiel. That's my message, is just meditate. 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 20 minutes a day. Boom, it's done. So I'm gonna go. I'm really tired. I'm spacey. This full moon is in a water sign, full moon in Cancer. So I'm just gonna go flow and be watery. Thank you so much for your presence, for listening. I will definitely see you tomorrow, and I'm gonna do my best to get some sleep tonight. I'm sending you love and peace.